So welcome everyone. Thank you for being here for meditation today. As this is such a high stress time, and particularly for our school teachers and for parents, I wanted to just give you a little bit of background on the stress loop, which is a body, brain, mind loop that sets us into a stress pattern that feeds itself and repeats and repeats. So it starts with the mind perceiving something that it feels is dangerous or stressful. And you can probably think of 20 things right off the top of your head right now. And when the mind perceives something as stressful or dangerous, it sends hormones streaming into the bloodstream to get ready to fight or flee. So you get adrenaline and other stress hormones flooding into your system. When the brain experiences those hormones flooding into your system, it acknowledges that, oh yeah, there really is something stressful and dangerous. And it perpetuates the system. So it sends more adrenaline and more stress hormones into the system so that we are ready to manage the danger, either by fighting or freezing or fleeing. And so this loop perpetuates itself and keeps us in a state of stress. The stress is controlled by the vagus nerve, which is part of the autonomic nervous system. The nerve feeds information between the brain and the heart and the diaphragm for your breathing and your digestive system. And it feeds the brain information from all of those organs. And so 80% of your response and experience of stress comes through that nerve. There are two ways to interrupt that cycle. One way is to convince your mind that there isn't really anything left to be stressed about or dangerous. And the other is to shift things in your body so that the body responds to a quieting, relaxing feeling. And that lets the mind and the brain know that the stress and the danger has actually gone away. So one of the ways that we can interrupt that cycle with the body is through breathing. Because the vagus nerve connects into the diaphragm and the breathing, when we are stressed and in danger, we breathe short, rapid, shallow breaths, focusing on the inhalation to bring oxygen into the body. When we are relaxed and soothed in the rest and digest stage, the exhalation is longer and the breath is just generally slower and deeper. So by working with our breath, we can actually shift the way the body's experiencing stress, which then shifts and into the brain to reinforce that the stress is gone and we can more deeply relax. So that's just a little bit of background into what we're going to be working with in our meditation today. So we're going to kind of tackle the vagus nerve and the stress response with breath. And we're going to focus on the exhalation, lengthening the exhalation, and also pausing at the end of the exhalation. When the body feels that there's just all this space for us to breathe out, and that there's no dire need to breathe in because we've got to deal with something, the whole system begins to settle and the parasympathetic nervous system gets stimulated, which is our rest and digest, which is kind of where we need to be when we've been in a high stress situation, and one of the gifts that meditation gives to us. So take a steady, comfortable seat, widen your sit bones back and apart, and support yourself. You can put something under the hips or something behind the back if you want to rest back against something. Make yourself really comfortable so that you can deeply relax into your meditation practice. And once you've found a comfortable seat, begin by noticing if you are feeling stress in your body. If there's anywhere in your body that there is a tightness, a flutteriness, a little bit of anxiety, a sense of being unsettled. Notice where in your body you are feeling that. Sometimes it's helpful to do kind of a contrast before and after. So maybe rate on a scale of 1 to 10. How stressed do you feel right now, with 10 being super stressed and 1 being really relaxed? Just so you've got a kind of a baseline. Because what I'm hoping is that understanding how to work with the breath and the nervous system will be a tool that you can use during the course of the day or after the day to help yourself to step out of that stress cycle. And now bring your awareness to your breathing without changing anything. Just observe how your breath is moving. Notice kind of how deeply the inhalation goes in, whether it's shallow, medium, deep. And notice the length of the exhalation against the length of the inhalation. Because just noticing that will explain to you, tell you where you're at in the stress loop. Longer inhale, fight or flight. Longer exhale, rest and digest. And as you watch the breath, make a subtle invitation to it to begin to lengthen. So not forcing it, but inviting it. Perhaps inviting the inhalation to lengthen and inviting the exhalation also to lengthen. One of the ways we can work very systematically with the breath to interrupt the stress loop is through ratioed breathing, where we give a count to the inhale and a count to the exhale, so that we can literally and very clearly lengthen either the inhale or the exhale. For our purposes during meditation today, it's to lengthen the exhale. So begin by doing a 6-6 count. Breathing in silently to the count of 6. So you just count in your head to 6 for the length of the inhale, and the same count of 6 for the exhale. So for me, it would be something like inhaling 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you just do that silently to yourself at the rate that is soothing and nourishing to you. So just take a few breaths, finding that kind of comfort level of an easeful inhale and a balanced, easeful exhale. Taking one more breath, counting in 6, exhaling 6. Shift the count to 6 on the inhale and 8 on the exhale. So just beginning to lengthen the exhalation away from the inhalation a little bit. It should never feel uncomfortable. You should never feel like you're running out of breath or you're not getting enough air. So just change the count. However rapid or slow works for your particular breathing rhythm. Take a few more breaths like that. 6 to inhale, 8 to exhale. Continuing with this ratio of 6 on the inhale, 8 on the exhale, we're going to add a pause at the end of the exhalation for the count of 2. Breathe in for 6, breathe out for 8, hold the breath out for 2, breathe in for 6. In for 6, out for 8, hold the breath out for 2, and then another breath in for 6. And continue. And as you're making these long, slow exhalations and actually allowing the breath to rest outside for a short pause, you're interrupting this stress loop and stimulating the parasympathetic nervous system through the vagus nerve. Letting your body know you are safe. And that whatever stressors are going on in your life for right now, they're maybe not at play. And as your body senses and responds to your breathing in this way, sends a message to your brain. Right now, the danger, the stressors are not at play. And so we can shift gears and settle into a quieter place. You can stay with the ratios that we're doing. If you feel comfortable, extend the pause of the exhalation to 4 counts. If that's not comfortable, stay with the 2 counts. Inhale for 6, exhale for 8, pause for 4. Inhale for 6, exhale for 8, pause for 4. complete 3 more rounds of this ratioed breathing. And when you finish that third breath, we're going to shift the ratio down. 5 to inhale, 8 to exhale, no pause. And then shift down again, 5 to inhale and 5 to exhale. Coming back towards balance. And when you finish the next breath in this way, let go of the counting. Let go of concern for how your breath is moving. And just watch it move. Let your mind ride on the wave of the breath as it comes in and goes out. Begin to sink your awareness deeper inside, beyond the breath, into the heart of yourself. Into the ground of your being, where you can come to rest and repose, to be nourished, to be revitalized. We'll rest there silently for the next few minutes. If the mind wanders off, just bring it back to the rhythm of your breath, watching it move in and out. Gently begin to deepen your breath, intentionally breathing in deep and long, and breathing out slow. Take another deep, long breath in and slow, smooth breath out. Keeping your eyes closed, become aware of your body. Become aware of your surroundings. Explore in your body what your level of stress is on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being very stressed and 1 very relaxed. Notice if there's been a change. If you have been able to interrupt the stress cycle through using the breath and meditation to stimulate the vagus nerve and the parasympathetic nervous system, to bring you back into a more balanced, peaceful place in yourself. Begin to rub your palms together, generating some heat in the hands. And then cup your palms over your eyes, sealing in your practice this afternoon. Bring your palms together in front of your heart. And we'll chant one Om together to close our meditation. Please take a deep breath in. Om. Namaste. Gently release your hands and open your eyes. Or if you would prefer to stay in your meditation, of course, you can do that.